Okay, if you're wondering where you should go for the best 2026 World Cup host cities, stop scrolling because it's the throuple or the threesome. No, the trifecta. That's the word I was looking for. Trifecta of Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. With the FIFA ticket resale market opening on April 2nd, now is the time to really start planning and finalizing your travel plans. Forget wasting your vacation in rental car lines and airport security flying from place to place, and we're showing you why. The Northeast Corridor, or Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, is the only logical home base. Within a single train line, you get 11 World Cup matches, the nation's 250th birthday, and a world of baseball options. This post isn't just about the World Cup, it's about maximizing your entire trip. Since World Cup tickets are expensive and are going to be more expensive on the resale market, we'll show you the best established soccer pubs for an amazing atmosphere and value. We'll also cover a little bit about the corridor's fan festivals like Boston City Hall Plaza, Philadelphia's Lemon Hill and Fairmount Park, and the one in New York City, which is going to be at Rockefeller Center. These are going to be free stadium-like experiences that are perfect for just having a good time and possibly even networking with a business colleague or something like that. Quick side story, I was in Paris for the Euro Cup final when they played Italy, and we watched it in front of the Hotel de Ville, which is City Hall in Paris. And they were behind, they came back from behind, they tied it up, and then they won in the last seconds of extra time. And the atmosphere was electric. Everybody was jumping up and down. We were celebrating. It was almost as if you were at the game. It was so fun. So these can be a real option for you if there's a really great crowd atmosphere, as can the sports bars, where you're going to find really fun soccer fans. So in this video, we're going to really kind of show you some of these places that you can do if you're not able to score these super expensive tickets. Okay. To keep score. But today what we're really going to talk about is showing you how this 300-mile stretch along I-95, but we're not taking on I-95, is the ultimate multi-sport travel hack. The Northeast is basically the only place in America where you can travel between 3 serious metropolitan areas without a car or without a plane, and you get an opportunity to take the Amtrak Acela, which is, I think, America's only high-speed rail line. It takes this 3-state journey into a morning commute. If you're from England, much of Europe, you may be like, a morning commute, it's 3 hours from Boston to New York. Yeah, in America, people commute 3 hours. I've commuted 2 hours each way, and then on days when my transit wasn't working out or when there was bad traffic, it could be 3 hours. So yes, that we definitely do that in America, and certainly like the hour and 20 minutes or hour and 10 minutes between Philadelphia and New York, people absolutely do that every day of the week. It really is just kind of a morning commute. Unlike the airport, the train goes from city center to city center, right? Whereas the airports are always on the outskirts of the various cities, and then you have to get from the airport to the city center. So Trains can really be handy in that way. Also, if you think about just your budget, right? A rental car in 2026 will run you about $150 a day. In these major densely populated cities, you're looking at about $60 to park your car. Plus, if you drive to the various sports venues, MetLife Stadium, the Lincoln Financial Field, and Gillette Stadium, you'll have to pay for parking there too. And I'm guessing that's going to be between $50 and $100 to park. So we've spent a lot of money. Whereas if we just use the Acela, that's going to cost you between $80 and $120. It's much cheaper. You can upgrade your tickets, right, and pay a little more. But you can definitely travel between these cities for a lot less. And then once you're in those cities, they all have really great transit systems. Philadelphia's has the Broad Street line, which will take you directly to the stadium. New York City has its fantastic, phenomenal subway system, and Boston has the T. And so these three cities have some of the best transit density in America. I see you, San Francisco, so I will say some of the best transit in the country, because San Francisco is definitely up there too. And LA is trying to catch up, but it's not there. All right. We won't get distracted by that. All right, let's talk about this. Philadelphia is the heart of 2026. This is the United States of America's semi-quincentennial. I think I said that word right. You can visit Independence Hall, where they signed the Declaration of Independence, and I think they signed the Constitution there too, and the Liberty Bell. And you could do that at noon. You can go on the tours at noon and be at the stadium with more than enough time to start the game at 6, okay? So you can even, in fact, go see the Liberty Bell and then walk from the Liberty Bell to South Street. And I recommend if you go to South Street, you get a cheesesteak at Jim's. But on the way to South Street, be sure to stop at Mother Bethel AME Church, which is the oldest continuously operated black church in the United States. And it was also a stop on the Underground Railroad because it was opened in the 18th century. Now, the most electric player in the world is going to be playing in Philadelphia. But this boy's name, Vinicius Jr., I think is how you say it. He is leading this iconic Brazil team against Haiti in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field, which is in the Philadelphia Sports Complex. Vinny Jr. is the crown jewel of Real Madrid. And if you want to watch the match with the official Piña Madrista de Philadelphia, you're going to head to a place called Trina Nog near Love Park. It is the premier hub for Real Madrid fans in the city of Philadelphia. And it is actually apparently just like a great sports bar in Philadelphia. But what I have in my Millinote link is a whole bunch of soccer pubs that you can go to within the city of Philadelphia. And there's like 15 of them in the city. So I highly recommend checking that out. Now, there's also Major League Baseball. You can catch the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park, which is literally across the street from the link. And they're going to be playing the Arizona Diamondbacks from June 12th to the 14th. And then they're going to be playing the Mets from the 18th. Well, I guess it's actually on the 18th and the 20th. They're taking off the 19th because of the World Cup. So for pregame, before you do either the baseball game or the World Cup, you can head to the Xfinity Live, which is a huge sports bar that's in the center of the complex. Let's go to New York City, which, let's face it, it's the world's capital, especially after all those times the Avengers had to save it for us. And it's also host of the World Cup final, which is on July 19th. There's so much history in New York City. But to continue on this sort of theme of America's founding, you want to visit Federal Hall, which is on Wall Street, where George Washington, the nation's first president, was inaugurated. Now, on June 16th, Kylian Mbappé leads France, which, as you know, has been in the last two World Cup finals, and he leads them against Senegal, and this is at MetLife Stadium. Like Vinny, Mbappé is also a Real Madrid superstar. At any rate, you can go in New York City and you can go to the home of the Madristas there, which is the Playwright Irish Pub, which is on 35th Street. I've actually been to this pub. The food is pretty good. There's lots of screens. It's a really great place to watch sports, and there's a lot of diehard fans who gather there for every Champions League night and morning because of this, just the time zone thing. Another great spot for international soccer is going to be the Legends in Midtown, and it has a great atmosphere. If by some magic, like absolute magic, you can score tickets to the finals, which is on July 19th, it's also going to be at MetLife Stadium, you may have an opportunity to catch the rematch of the 2024 World Series when the Yankees host the Dodgers, which is July 17th to the 19th. And you're going to see massive stars at that game. Obviously, Mr. Shohei Ohtani will be in town. Super exciting. One of the world's biggest players in that sport for sure. And then New York City has its own stars because it has two Major League Baseball teams, right? And they have the Yankees, which has Aaron Judge, and the Mets, which has Juan Soto. And almost every day in June, one of these two teams is playing in New York City, and both are totally accessible by the subway. If I had to choose between the two of them, having been to both stadiums, I'm going to say the South Bronx neighborhood around Yankee Stadium is a great place to grab a beer and a quick bite, and possibly catch a World Cup game while you're waiting for the Yankees game to start. If this is something you want to do, then I would recommend that you hit Stan Sports Bar. Stan Sports Bar is basically directly downstairs from the subway station, and it's in the Bronx, and it gives you an authentic Yankees experience, and I think you'll really like this place. Okay, now we're going to move on to Boston, the cradle of Liverpool. My recommendation is that you follow the Freedom Trail, and this will take you to Paul Revere's house and takes you to a whole bunch of historic sites around which the American Revolution happened. So it's a super cool thing. It's like a yellow line that runs through the middle of the sidewalk. It's very easy to follow. Now, in my opinion, if you want the real Freedom Trail, then you want to walk the Black Heritage Trail, which is a 1.5 miles or 2.5 kilometers self-guided tour through the Beacon Hill neighborhood, and it highlights over a dozen historical sites of Boston's Black community. This includes the home of Lewis and Harriet Hayden, and I'm going to stop for a moment to talk to you about these two badass people. They lived on 66 Phillip Street, and it was a stop on the Underground Railroad. Now, they're hiding people. They're hiding the Kraft family who had just escaped enslavement. They're hiding them in their home when slave catchers came to kidnap the Kraft family. And Mr. Hayden, who had, I guess, like a barrel of gunpowder, like in the cartoons, by the door, threatened to blow up the house with him and the kidnappers in it. And, well, let me just say, you can go and you can see the house to this day and see his old house and pay homage to this badass man and his badass wife and all the dozens and dozens and dozens of people that they helped achieve actual freedom. One more quick aside is this trail is actually very close to the bar where the TV show Cheers was based. It actually starts at the Boston State or the Massachusetts State House, and the Boston Common is right across the street. Okay, now back to football. Scotland plays Haiti on June 14th, and the Red Sox, baseball, play the Texas Rangers at Fenway Park. And they call it Scottish Celebration Day. Like, what kind of perfect synergy is that? Now, on June 23rd, Jude Bellingham and England take on Ghana. Now, Bellingham is the engine of the Three Lions and is probably the future of world football. And so I really consider this kind of the golden ticket time in Boston sports. So, on June 26th, France will come to town and they're going to play Norway. So you can see Bellingham on the 23rd, and then on the 26th, you get to see Mbappé and the rest of France's awesome team play against Norway. And those are some of the best footballers in the world. England and France, you get to see them on a couple of days apart. And then, if you happen to have time, the biggest rivalry in baseball history is happening at the same time, which is the Yankees are playing the Red Sox in iconic Fenway Park. This is almost as much history as the American Freedom Trail. Like, this is amazing. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I have been to sporting events in Japan, England, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Italy. I have seen a lot of sports, and of course, the United States. And as much as I hate the Red Sox, and I hate to admit it, Fenway Park is the best sports experience I've ever had. It really is a truly great place to watch sports. If you go, you should go to Cask and Flanagan or Cask and Flagon, which is just across from Fenway Park, and apparently was voted the best baseball bar in the country. Now, I've been to what is probably the best baseball bar, certainly in Japan, so I can tell you that place is amazing. So there you have it. 3 cities, 1 train line. You get the greatest Real Madrid stars, Vinny Jr., Mbappé, and Bellingham, combined with a deep history of the American Revolution. You get the Black Heritage Trail and the timeless traditions of Red Sox, Yankees, and Phillies. Stay on the tracks, skip the traffic, and give yourself the ultimate World Cup American experience. The Northeast Corridor is waiting for you. Before you start planning, we've put together a comprehensive gear list and all the places that we've mentioned for you in our Milanote link. And within that is also an affiliated list of Amazon links to help you pack and get ready to go. Go check it all out and let us know what your best recommendation is in the comments if you know of some other place that we didn't mention. That may be a big ask, and if you're too busy, all we ask is that you hit like and subscribe. It's the fastest way to support the channel and ensure that we can continue to bring you more great guides like this one. Okay, we'll talk to you in the next video.